thought I was going to be working the little plant job I had, making $10 an hour for the rest of my life. I gave this a shot. I excelled in it. I didn't go wrong at all. I absolutely couldn't have gone wrong with it.
Which side are you on? Which side are you on?
So our first guest today is Casey Thomas. Have we got Casey on the line now, Adam?
I do believe we do.
Fantastic. Casey Thomas is a 29-year-old. Actually, his birthday was last week, and I can't remember if he was turning 29 or if he was turning 30. Casey, happy birthday, happy late birthday. And how old are you?
It was yesterday, 29.
Yesterday turned 29. Well, happy birthday, brother. Casey here is a recent graduate of the Iron Workers Local 477 apprenticeship program. Casey, thanks for taking the time to talk to us.
Absolutely. I appreciate you having me, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So how long ago was it again that you graduated from the apprenticeship program?
I graduated this past August.
So it's just a few months, after you completed the apprenticeship program then.
Yes, sir.
Gotcha. So what kind of work have they got you doing now?
Right now, at 3M in Decatur, setting up a big pipe rack on the structural side. That's most of the experience that I've received is on the structural side and putting up the building itself. So that's where I'm at now, and it's going pretty good.
Fantastic. Well, I'm glad to hear that. Glad you're enjoying the work. And so, before we go into your backstory, can you tell us more about where you are now and as a union iron worker, and specifically as it relates to like wages and benefits? What does that look like, and how has that affected your ability to, kind of move about the world and have a fairly comfortable life?
It has definitely changed my life. I'm sure for many other brothers and sisters in the hall. It's like which I just graduated, so my pay, I can always negotiate my pay wherever I go as far as travel and stuff like that, and the pay is just can't beat it. I mean, on top of the benefits, the things that we receive towards our pension annuity, really nothing I can complain about. It's all just good things.
Mm-hmm. And if you don't care, what are the what are you making per hour right now, and what are your what does some of the benefits look like as far as how much are you paying for health care, how much is going into your retirement, stuff like that?
I can't say for sure. I'd have to go back and look at everything, but per hourly it's $29.90 on top of the other benefits and stuff like that. We just recently had a raise on some things, but I can't give you an exact number on those.
I think if I remember correctly, from talking to folks like Jeb and Eddie in your local, that all told, your total hourly rate, when you include all the benefits and everything, it looks something like $40-45 an hour. And obviously, being able to have a pension, in today's day and age is not something that most folks have, right?
Right.
And so I think, that sets us up. Oh, and you've got like a wife and kids, and you've been able to buy a house recently. Is that right?
Yeah. Right behind me. Do you want me to get into a little bit of my story now, or? Yeah.
Well, I was just going to say that sets us up well for the contrast. I think you've got wife and kids, and you got a house now, and so go ahead and talk to us about what you were up to, what things were like, so to speak, before you got into the apprenticeship program over there.
Man, it was probably about 5 years ago. Yeah, about 5 years ago. I've got a little baby girl. She's turning 3 in January. I got two step kids when I was 9 and when I was 12. But about 5 years ago, I was still living with my parents after I spent some time in jail. I got court ordered to a program in Brooklyn, New York. I was pretty bad off on drugs and getting into bad situations and whatnot. But about 5 years, I got out, and like I said, still not knowing where my life was going. And I remember back in high school, I had a little bit of experience with welding with Mr. Berryhill. That's part of the apprenticeship at the hall now. And I remember getting in contact with him, and he called me back out of the blue. Hey, man, do you want a job? He said, it's part of the iron workers. And when he said that, I'm like, I've never heard that. I don't know what iron working is. But we got to talking about it. He had me go to a fair where I met Eddie Mitchell. He explained a lot of things, and I just jumped right on board, and I went to work, found my wife, had kids, got to buy a house, vehicles. Everything has been uphill ever since I got to the apprenticeship. So there's absolutely no complaints. I just love what the hall has done for me. And it's not just a job. I would say as soon as I got into the program, it's like an immediate feeling of brotherhood. Just everybody that you're with, it just feels like a big family. And it's just all together a great turnout for whoever wants to join and can get in. And that's just my biggest thing about it. And I just love it. I enjoyed the family, the brotherhood, the work itself, and it's just all good things.
And I think that, there are a couple things in your story, that speak to the ability, the way that going into the trades can really be for multiple types of folks, right? You came into, you came into the apprenticeship about 4 or 5 years ago, 25, that's a lot older than most people go into the apprenticeship program. Most people are going to be coming into the apprenticeship program right out of high school, right? 17, 18. But they still have that ability for people who are, older in a career transition or in a life transition, kind of as you were, to join as an apprentice and make that change in their life. And also, the ability for folks who have had trouble with the law to turn their life around, right? And that's something that you can't do in a lot of other careers. You've been to jail once, and folks will just really write you off. And
right.
And for trade unions like the iron workers, they really present a good way for people who have had issues like that to turn their life around and to still be able to lead a good, respectable life, have a good, respectable income, and not have to stay in, criminal enterprises type stuff, right?
Yes, it's definitely for anybody. It's a life changer. Absolutely, 100%. It just opens the door to as many opportunities and things that you want to involve yourself with.
And so, let's talk about the apprenticeship program itself to maybe we can give some people that are listening that may be interested or that maybe they know someone that might be interested, and they can send this clip to them later. Let's try to help them understand kind of what they would be getting into, right? If they said, okay, I'm interested, I want to start this apprenticeship program. So the big thing is one of the big things is that you earn while you learn. Can you talk to us about the breakdown in your experience of working and on-the-job training versus classroom instruction, like what the hours breakdown was and what you were making per hour as you were going through the apprenticeship program? Can you talk to us about those things?
Yeah, my first job was building the Toyota Mazda plant in Huntsville, Alabama. And when I first went out there, well, before I say anything, if it goes along with anything. You got to have the work ethic and the desire to want to see something finished through. If you don't have that, then I might go to McDonald's, I guess. But not Huntsville Toyota. I began as a pre-apprentice making $16.60, I believe. And my first year of the apprenticeship, we had to go to class 2 nights a week, so every Tuesday and Thursday. From where I was working at was probably about an hour or so to the hall where we had our schooling at. And so every Tuesday and Thursday, I'd get off around 3 o'clock. I had to go straight to school. And after the first year, they turned it into every other month. You'd have to go for a week straight for 10 hours a day. And it was tough. It was definitely tough, especially not living over there. Some guys, most of them live kind of close there, so they just get out of class and go straight home. Well, I got to drive most of the time, but most of the work was near my house, so while they was having a short drive to school, I got a short drive to work, so it kind of worked out.
Right. And what? How much did that cost, the schooling that you had?
Absolutely nothing. They actually paid me to go, pretty much. I mean, they set me up for work. I went to work, made money, go to school. It was absolutely free while I'm learning everything. It's kind of a no-brainer not to get some free education. I didn't have to go to college for it. Actually, you get college credits for finishing the program. So yeah, it's a pretty good deal, I think.
Yeah, it sounds like a pretty good deal. What was the support system like from the union as you're going through this apprenticeship program? You know, did you were journeymen, people who had finished the apprenticeship program previously? Were they a help as you were kind of going through your schooling, trying to, you know, I don't know how much like homework you had, or you know, if whenever you had a question, you know, were there folks there that could help you through some questions that you had?
Oh yeah, of course there was always a few different instructors. Usually they're at the same time at school. Anytime on job site, we're surrounded by journeymen. And like I said previously, it's like a brotherhood. Anytime there's a question, don't know how to do this, can you show me an easier way? Whatever the case may be, there's always somebody to help you along the way and can show you little tricks or whatnot, and to just improve your ability to do the task at hand. So yeah, it's always awesome, man.
Fantastic. Well, Adam, do you have any questions for him?
How long did you spend as an apprentice? How long was the program again?
The program for me was 3 years.
Okay.
Gotcha. And then you had 1 year as a pre-apprentice, is that right?
No, it was. I got in. I served a pre-apprentice for just a short amount of time. Just before I got to start class, it was only a few number of months, but
okay, gotcha. All right, well, Casey, is there anything else that you reckon folks ought to know about you know, the Ironworkers Apprenticeship Program, and in particular trade union apprenticeship programs in general, your experience, stuff like that?
I feel like I've tried to touch on a little bit of everything. Man, it's a lifestyle. It's a lifestyle. It's a life changer. Especially for me, it helped me. I thought I was going to be working the little plant job I had, making $10 an hour for the rest of my life, and I thought that's where I was at, and I gave this a shot. I excelled in it the best, I believe, the best of my ability. I got a house, kids, wife. I didn't go wrong at all. I absolutely couldn't have gone wrong with it. Everything. If you're not in it and have a chance to get in it, look for the chance to get in it and get in it, and you will definitely not be disappointed.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And I really appreciate you sharing your testimony, and I'm just proud to hear your story.
Well, I appreciate
Thanks for
it,
taking
man.
the time to talk to us, brother. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right. Enjoy your weekend.
Thank you.
You just saw a clip from the Valley Labor Report. We are live every Saturday morning from 9:30 a.m. till 12:30 p.m. And we pride ourselves on keeping all of our content free to everybody so that we can talk to as many working folks as possible. If you support the work that we're doing, you think that it's important, you think that it's good, then consider making a monthly contribution to the project, and you can do that on our website, tvlr.fm.